Start by choosing a comfortable meditation posture, either sitting on a chair with your feet flat on the floor, or lying on your back, on a rug, a couch, or on your bed. And then just bring your attention to your breathing. Where do you notice your breathing? Is it your belly rising and falling with the inhale? Is it in your chest, the diaphragm moving up and down? Or is it in your nostrils, noticing your breath going in and out? Just notice where you're noticing your breathing right now in this moment. Now let's shift our attention all the way down into your left toe. Noticing your left toe and screening it piece by piece, part by part, trying to notice any potential sensations, maybe tingling, maybe blood flow, or maybe you just notice your sock against the toe. Then your little toe. What do you notice in your little toe? Can you feel your little toe? And really just as best as you can, try to examine whatever is present for you right now in this moment. Noticing your 3 middle toes, maybe without moving or wiggling them, just noticing them. Can you notice the sock on the gross level? But maybe also subtler sensations, like a tingling, a blood flow, an itchiness. Just examine your middle toes as best as you can. Moving your attention to the sole of your left foot. What do you notice in your left foot? Do you notice warmth, coolness, texture of the sock? Just keep screening it piece by piece, part by part, noticing any potential sensations. Moving on to your left heel, either noticing it on the floor or just resting if you're lying. Is there pressure? Is there lightness? Just notice whatever is present for you right now in this moment. And if your mind wanders off, just try as best as you can to bring it back to your heel. Moving on to your left ankle and noticing the bony structure, maybe the skin. Just examining it like a detective, as if it was the most interesting object in the whole world. Moving further up your calf muscles, just noticing, how do you know where your calf muscle is in space? Examining it piece by piece, part by part, noticing the texture of your trousers against the skin, noticing temperature, is there warmth, coolness? Is there a distance between your skin or your trousers? Do you notice any tension? Is it relaxed? And then moving on to your shin bone, What do you notice in your left shin bone? Moving up and down, screening it piece by piece, part by part. Moving on to your left knee, examining the bony parts, but also the more wiggly structures. As best as you can, as if you're a detective, try to notice anything that's new about your knee. Maybe anything that you're familiar with or unfamiliar with. Just moving inch by inch, trying to notice any sensations along the way. And as we're doing this practice, very often there are parts where we don't feel any sensations. That is absolutely normal and to be expected. So in that case, just make a mental note of where there is a blind spot. Moving on to your thighs, the thigh muscles. And this is a larger area, now you can move in larger chunks. But still trying to screen it piece by piece, part by part. Familiarizing yourself with that area. Is there any tingling, any blood flow, tension? Sometimes if you're not sure if there's tension or relaxation, maybe just try tensing your left thigh briefly and then relax it. And then try to notice the sensations just as they are. Moving on to your left hip, screening it piece by piece, part by part. Noticing maybe any tension or any sensations like a tingling, a blood flow, an itchiness, temperature, texture of your clothes, whatever it may be. Just try noticing whatever you can. And then we're moving over to the right big toe, all the way down to your right big toe. Noticing any sensations in your right big toe. Is there any tingling, any blood flow, any heaviness? Or maybe it's just the texture of the sock that you can detect. Noticing your 3 middle toes and the left little toe. Just screening it piece by piece, part by part. Noticing any sensations. The sole of your right foot. Your heel. And the top of your right foot. Your right ankle. Screening it piece by piece, part by part. Going almost like in a circle-like structure around your right ankle. Your right calf muscles. Moving up and down, left and right. Trying to notice any sensations along the way. Your right shin bone. Just familiarizing yourself with that part of your body. Screening it piece by piece, part by part. Like a detective. Noticing any difference in sensations as best as you can. If your mind wanders off, just be patient with yourself. It all takes practice and you're exercising your mind just brilliantly. Moving on to your right knee. Examining the bony structure and the cartilages. The level of the skin, the level of the bones. It's a real curiosity, as if you had never examined your knee before. Moving your right thigh, screening it piece by piece, part by part, and almost going in circles around your legs, also screening your hamstrings on the right side. And just noticing, is it relaxed, is it tense, do you feel the texture of your clothes, or anything else. Moving on to your right hip, and noticing any sensations in your right hip. Coming back to your belly, and noticing your abdomen rising and falling on the inhale and the exhale. And as best you can, just watching that movement, not changing it in any way. Your lower back, an area where so many of us hold tensions. Just screen it piece by piece, part by part, noticing any sensations along the way. Moving up to the middle part of your back, screening the left side and the right side, piece by piece, part by part. What do you notice? Can you be curious about what's present on your middle back before moving up to the shoulders, another area that's often quite problematic for people? And you screen below the shoulders and noticing the shoulder blades on the right side, screening it piece by piece, part by part, noticing any potential sensations. Can you feel the texture of your clothes against the skin? What else do you notice? Is there itchiness, tingling, blood flow? Or maybe you notice your mind making judgments, pleasant, unpleasant. Just notice whatever is present for you right now in this moment, as it already is. And then moving over to your left shoulder, screening your left shoulder piece by piece, part by part, examining it like a doctor would. Is there any tension? Is it relaxed? Tightness? Warmth? Coolness? Tingling? Blood flow? Itchiness? Numbness? Or maybe even a blind spot in certain spaces. Just try as best as you can to familiarize yourself with your left shoulder. Moving on to your neck, an area that's very problematic if you have been working a lot in the office this week. Or maybe you notice your neck is relaxed. Just screen it on the sides and on the back, noticing, are there any tensions? Do you notice the temperature of the room against your skin? Just screening it piece by piece, part by part, familiarizing yourself with that area. Sometimes if there are areas where we feel tension, we feel that the whole neck is tense. But maybe by examining it, you notice that there are differences in different parts of the neck. Moving on to your face. And first and foremost, noticing your chin and your jaw. Is your jaw tight? Is your chin clenched? Or can you loosen up a little bit? Noticing your mouth and screening it piece by piece, part by part, and noticing if there's tightness, or if you can just relax a little bit. Noticing your left cheek, screening it piece by piece, part by part, and your right cheek. And if your mind wanders off, just imagine it being a naughty child that you grab by the arm and you just bring it back to your right cheek. Noticing your eyes, and notice if they're resting in the eye sockets, or if there's any gripping, any holding on, any tightness. If you notice tightness, maybe you can just release that grip. Noticing your forehead, screening it from left and right and up and down, piece by piece, part by part. Noticing tension or relaxation, temperature, maybe also tingling, blood flow, anything else. Just investigate your forehead as if it was the most interesting thing in the whole world. Moving up to the crown of your head and going around in a circle in this helmet area, examining the crown of your head piece by piece, part by part, feeling your hair, your skin, the bony structure, maybe temperature between the hair and the skin. Just see for yourself with curiosity whatever is present right now. And then try to feel your whole face, noticing your whole face and whatever jumps out at you immediately. And then just try to smile and notice if that has any effect on your facial muscles, but maybe even on your thoughts or on your mood. Just test it out for yourself. And then bring your attention to the palms of both hands, noticing if they're light, if they're heavy, if there's any tingling, any blood flow, temperature. Just investigate the palms of your hands and notice whatever is present for you right now. Coming back to the breathing for one last time in this session and noticing where you're noticing your breathing. Is it at the nostrils, the throat, the chest, the abdomen? And notice the quality of the breathing, if it's deep or shallow, fast or slow. And then take a moment to congratulate yourself for carving out that time in your busy schedule to train your mind and attend to your sensations and your thoughts. And then you might want to start wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Maybe take a few deeper inhalations and exhalations to invigorate your body. And then whenever you're ready, come back to the room and continue with your day.